given to you,
Yeah.
and something that you have to earn the honor and the
Yeah.
respect. So that's what I was thinking, and I happened to have a chance to talk to my bishop, and he said when he asked me to go for studies, further studies, so and what do you want to take as post graduate studies after my ordination? I was thinking of uh, Islam,
Mm.
and so I this is my chance. So I want to study Islam. And my bishop was almost, I was surprised. Why? He was thinking about canon law or
Yeah.
scripture or dogma, but I said Islam. So and eventually, yeah, to make this long story short, he said, okay, look for a diocese to because I also give him another condition, but if you allow me to study Islam, I don't want to study Islam to learn Islam from the book or books. I want to have a first-hand experience.
Mm.
So I want to spend my because that's my last term in my parish. Our
Yeah.
term is 5 year,
Yeah.
our 6 year term during the time. So I decided my last year in the parish, I want to have I want to be immersed in a place where the Muslims are a majority.
Mm.
So in my last year, I asked to be dispensed to my parish and work among Muslims. So he said, okay, look for a diocese that will accept you for your kanang preparation for your studies. So I met this during those times. So in Yeso Caritas fraternity, it's a fraternity of priests. I share that to Des,
Yeah.
and he said, I never thought of Marawi because for me, it was like really uh, in our language ba maraw may pagkapasikat ba doing greater or more challenge pa siya karang greater challenge ba.
Yeah.
So I thought of Hulu.
Yeah.
I was thinking of going to Hulu. That's the island of Hulu where Muslims are already no, almost synonymous to in the Philippines. It almost synonymous to Islam if you go
Mm.
to Hulu. So when I shared that to Des, she said Des, and he was really the one who guided me. He said, you know, Irap, if you want to study, I propose go to Marawi, where he was the kanang
Administrator. Yeah. Yeah.
administrator. Why? He said for two reasons. Why? Number one, in terms of Christian Muslim relations in the Philippines, it is uh, it is more. He said it is challenging to deal with Maranao than Tausug.
Right.
Why? Because Maranao is uh, it is like they are how to say it, but they are contained to the Lake Lanao.
Mm.
So they are inland. While Tausog and Maguindanao, this tribe of kanang Islamic Muslims are people who embrace Islam are situated in along the coastal areas.
Right.
So by being in the coastal areas, they are they are positioned to meet people from outside. So more or less, what this is saying, they're open. So more or less, it is easier to deal with. In terms of interreligious dialogue, it is more easier to deal with people in Holo and Maguindanao because they are more or less open,
Yeah.
and Maranao is more tend to be kind of closed.
Yeah.
So there it's more challenging. So go to Marawi. And second, he said, if you miss your family, it is closer to Malaybalay.
Right.
So go to Marawi. And another person, if you decided to go, if you decide to go to Marawi, do it quick because I'm going to be relieved. And so that's what I thought.
Mm.
So when I finish my last term without communicating to Des. I just went to Marawi with all my bags, with all my bags.
Didn't tell him.
I already
Yeah.
had this pedida in my parish,
Yeah.
and I already had got the permission of my bishop. And Des, oh, Yrap, and what are you doing? Oh no, I'm going to stay in your in your preliture. What?
Yeah. He took his advice.
Yeah, he was more. He was the one who advised me to take Marawi, but he never thought that I would be going there soon.
Yeah.
Then and he said, when he said, oh, I already had my all my all everything. To be honest, everything that I need.
Yes.
And he said, on that same day, on that same day, he asked somebody to bring me to Marawi, to Malabang. And because of that, I would always, it was Des who lead me to the prelature of Marawi, and it was also Des who lead me to know Rufus, because that's where I came to know Rufus.
Oh, is that right? Yes.
And I lived with him until he was assassinated.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And he was the one really who, it was this, he was instrumental in, because I was really, it's not never my thought of, it's not in my mind to go to Marawi, because for me, it's more like more dramatic if you are in more action field, no? Action field if you are in Holo. But it was really this, you know, for tourism. Come to Marawi because it's more difficult to deal with Maraos than other most tribes who embrace Islam, no? And besides, it's closer to Malay. And that's the story, no?
He didn't push you though. He
but
made
it's,
you think.
And that really, from that moment, I thought of Marawi as my first option.
Yeah.
Because it's everything is going towards that direction. I don't have to contact bishops whom I do not know, and besides, I more or less I'm attracted to Marawi because, as I mentioned, it's close by.
Yeah. Very good. Yes. So I'm delighted that he had some influence.
So I went to Marawi in June because that's where we start how we reckon our fiscal year, June.
Right.
And even in our diocese, we reshuffle in June every 5 years, but it is always in June. June 1, you have to be in the parish. So June 1, June, I already went up to Marawi. And by I think August that year, Des was relieved. He was Bishop Des was given. Bishop Edwin was appointed as apostolic administrator.
Right. Okay. So you only had a few months.
Very few months.
Yeah.
Very few months with Des. So that was really his what he said was true. He said, if you decide to go to Marawi, do it quick because I'm going to be relieved soon. So I never thought that it was that quick. But it was
He
really
knew.
swift.
He knew. He obviously knew. He would be leaving.
He knew.
Yeah.
He knew already.
Yeah.
And so
Well, that's good to hear. He had an influence on you. And you remember the influence.
Big influence.
Huh?
Big influence.
Big influence.
and I always look
Changed his life.
I would
Direction.
always look at this as I don't think it's like a father or an elder brother, but he was really very approachable father figure. And one time when I studied in Birmingham in England.
Yes.
And that time also Paul Glenn studied in England also, but we were together in Marawi until Rufus died, because when Rufus was assassinated, all the kanang Europeans, missionary from Europe and white missionaries, except Indonesians,
Yeah.
were all removed to Mindanao and to Cagayan or Manila. But when after the death of Rufus, when Paul already stayed in Cagayan de Oro, but uh, during the time that he was granted also study live in England. That's also the time when I went for study in Birmingham. She was in London,
Yes.
and after we finished our studies, we I visited Ireland with Paul, and he said, Yrap, this is the time to visit the Filipinos from Malabang. So, there were Filipinas from Malabang. So, we went to Sligo. And Sligo also we visited, I think.
So you saw Ben Bulben there.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's where the
The home
original.
of Ben
That's
Bulben.
where the
That's
original.
the home of Ben Bulben.
And
Yeah.
we had our appointment with another Filipina from Malabang also in Dublin,
Yeah.
where we have our lunch together. And that Filipina, I said, we will invite her cousin.
Yeah.
We will invite Raquel for a dinner and for a lunch in England. And he said, oh, Paul, we will invite Des.
Yeah.
So during the time, just already sick. No?
Yeah.
So we invited Des to join us. So I, Paul, the two panganiban for both our nurses,
Yeah.
then Des. So 5 of us, we went to a restaurant, a Chinese restaurant,
Yeah.
and the Filipinas, the hospitality of the Filipinas, even if they were working, and Paul is Irish, even Paul, we do not. It's unspoken, but we understood that they were the one who invited us for dinner, so they were the one who will pay
Yeah, yeah.
for the lunch.
Yeah.
So, but it is not. It is common that even if we were invited, we invited another person.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
we invited us, but only one.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
too bad.
more acceptable.
Yeah.
We are invited for a dinner, but we invited one because we know that this would be happy to
Yeah.
meet nurses from Malabang also. So during the time of paying for the bills, because that's thought of us, Paul and I, as students,
Yeah.
and these Filipinos are working and sending money for the Philippines.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's volunteered to pay.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, no, that's. And the girls said, no, we will pay. And they cannot accept that. No. You are working. You are Filipinos working for your families in the Philippines. You don't have to spend. I am here and said Des wanted to pay the bills. And I go, oh my God, we only invited Des and he's the one. So and the girl who wouldn't, the girls didn't at first didn't yelled. Said, no, father, we will pay. And the Chinese was observing it, and the Chinese said, the owner, let the gentleman pay. And we were Paul and I was so ashamed because we only invited Des to join the dinner. He was the
He
one.
made him pay.
He was the one who paid for our lunch. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's
That was really.
everyone please enjoy.
So,
Yeah.
Would you please pray in behalf of Des?
You're putting me on the spot again. So yeah.
Again.
It'll be very simple.
Oh, yes.
And Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Bless us, O God, as we sit together. Bless the food we eat today. Bless us for all the joy we have through Christ our Lord.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yes. Good. Very good.
wow.
Oh, wow. Imagine. No?
Instead, we only invited this for dinner. And in the end, he was the one. But that's this.
That's it.
That's
Ah,
this.
yes.
That's
He's a
this.
generous man.
Very good.
Wow. And that story was recorded. No? Very good. I'll post that in the column. I have a column channel. I channel for
Please
column.
help yourself.
Okay,
That was-
sure.
yeah.
Good.
Please help.
Yes. Napa ko idea gani after din agi tagkuan Ricardo's.
Ah,
Whatever kon ba, just stop over, no?
sauce.
Good, kalami.
Tama to ako. Nasi ay pan. Mulay.
Ang man ipakita. Kutsarita na ra.
Ay ka ni. Okay. Good. Wala ka. No.
Very good, magkinamot. Just in time, no? Perfect timing.
Good pizza has cheese all over your face. That's good pizza. Lovely.
Lovely. Venus, na meeting.
Karon?
We went to Divine Mercy Village, and before that, Divine Mercy Shrine. And before that, to Hi-Fi Brew Cafe.
Really nice.
Mm.
Really nice. Yeah.
We met Nat
Hi.
Mabuay, Hi-Fi Brew Cafe. Tupad sa Bara Church.
So been to many places. I'm not very familiar with the Cagayan de Oro except Bin Balbin.
Yeah, it's too easy for you when you go to the missionary house, to the Columban house.
He sent me a link with a picture. The best beer or the healthiest beer.
Yeah.
Guinness.
Yeah.
Ano ba na? Sugar? Kanina ko. Better than Pagadian, no?
Oh yes, much better. Yeah, crispy.
If you want some spice, here.
Oh, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm good. All I want is some serviettes. I go and get some. We missed the view. We were a little late for the view.
I got some while you're talking.
When did you arrive?
I arrived in Manila last Monday, and I arrived in Pagadian on Tuesday. Oh, yeah. From my town in Ireland, there was a nurse who looked after my mother last year when she was in hospital, and I got talking to her. Now, I had planned before that to come to the Philippines to try and follow a little in the steps of this. So as I got talking to her, I said, "Oh, I'm going to the Philippines next year." And she says, "Where are you going?" I says, "I'm going to down south to Mindanao." "Oh, I'm from Mindanao." Where? She says, "Whereabouts in Mindanao?" I says, "I'm going to Pagadian." "I'm from Pagadian."
Oh my God.
So she rings her mother. She says, "Ma'am, I have a visitor coming from Ireland." So from then she rang her mother, and her mother and uncle picked me up at the airport, took me to Pagadian, showed me around all the places in Pagadian. So I was to stay in Pagadian on a Tuesday and Wednesday, and then I was going to Osami's. But I had nothing booked. I had no car, no bus, no nothing. So I didn't know how difficult it might be. But on Wednesday, we went to visit the old Columban house in Pagadian, which is now
Bishop's house.
yes, which is now a school for special needs.
Hangop sa Kabataan.
Special
Columban
needs
House
kids.
now is Hangop sa Kabataan.
Yeah.
But it's bought by the diocese.
No. You're thinking Uzamis.
Pagadian.
Pagadian,
Yeah.
Sorry.
When we went there with this girl's uncle, the teacher was teaching these.
I know that place.
Yeah.
I know that place.
Yeah. So she didn't know anything about so. That night, I knocked on the door up there. On Sister Cecilia, sister, there's a strange foreign man at the gate, wants to talk to you. So she said, "Come in," and I had tea and biscuits and we had a really good evening. Yes, so very nice. It worked out well. The next morning I met Bernie, and then they took me to meet Rex and Venus.
He passed through the new bridge. Panggil Bay Bridge.
Nah, I haven't been there.
It's only open, so
Yeah.
yeah. So it's been a really, really good trip. Yeah.
Oh,
So it's-
imagine, no? Because
How long did you spend then in Marawi when you went?
4 years.
4. Yeah.
Because supposedly 1 year, after which I would go to study. But poor Rufus was murdered. So I was, and besides, my bishop didn't get a scholarship. So I extended another year, and I replaced. I journey with a community, wounded community, because of the death of Rufus. So the more I get closer to the people, then after a year, at the anniversary of Rufus' first death anniversary, I received acceptance or university admission,
Yeah.
because that's the only thing I needed for a visa if you're a student visa.
Oh, good.
Admission, university, admission of the university.
On the anniversary.
And then at the anniversary of Rufus, after we like wind up the day, few friends of Rufus gathered in the rectory. Muslims, a Muslim teacher, a girl, a teacher, and another Christian friend of hers.
Yes.
Then few, I think including Venus or Sister Cecile, they were there, and we were sharing about where were you during this day last year when he was murdered. So just like that sharing now. When were we last year? When Rufus was killed. Then there I received from LBC
Yeah.
letter from the University of Birmingham accepting me. And that's it. I worked out my visa. Then in that was August, and September is the opening of the classes.
Yes.
That quick.
That quick.
No, that quick.
One question. Where were you during one of the anniversaries of this Hartford's abduction? One answer, in Cafe by the Ridge with Shane and Rex.
We didn't
Anniversary,
know. Yeah. We didn't know.
Today?
We didn't
Yeah.
know. We just realized, like Venus pointed. No, he did.
Really?
Yeah.
He was reading the history of the Columban and he saw it there.
Really?
Yeah,
Yes,
today is
today.
the anniversary of the.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I didn't realize that.
27th of October. How long did you spend then in Ireland when you went?
Every time I go with Father Paul, around 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was during semestral break.
Oh, was that when you were in Birmingham? Yeah. Paul, did he worked in Birmingham? Paul, did he?
No.
Paul? No? Did he not? Was that
But
Rufus that studied in Birmingham?
Rufus studied in the same school.
Rufus studied
Paul
in Birmingham, yes.
studied in kanang LSE. LSE.
Right, that.
But after the death of Rufus, I told myself, no. Because actually, after a year, so my bishop wanted me to go back to Bukidnon. But Rufus went without my knowledge. He went to Malaybalay to see my bishop.
Yes.
He said, please, may I request Yrap to stay 1 more year and I will help him with his scholarship if you allow him. And the bishop told, this, of course, later I realized this. Never Popong never told me about that. And the bishop said, it depends upon him. But that time, I already decided to stay.
Right. Okay. Yes.
I already
Yeah,
decided to stay.
Very good, yeah.
So when Rufus died, I told myself, no, no more study. Hopeless. It's all gone. And the first, the what gives me a flicker of hope was during the anniversary of Rufus that I received the letter. Oh my God! So my admission is accepted, and besides, when I went to Birmingham, you know what? Everything is being set by Rufus.
Wow.
He already contacted Sister Kathleen Guinea, and Kathleen Guinea contacted Monsignor Fallon, the place to stay, and even when I first arrived in Birmingham, I Father McDermott fetched me at the airport and brought me to Coventry to stay there. Conventry in Birmingham convent
All right. Yeah.
in Hanswo and Birmingham, Columbus Sisters Convent was ready, and Father McDermott brought me to that convent,
All right. Okay.
and everything is just
Arranged, no? And then they maybe just remember the dinner, no, when he was a guest. No, but actually, no. Later on, the sisters paid for your tuition. The scholarship, was it the one?
Sister Kathleen Guinea.
Oh, imagine. I'll get just a bit.
Then in England, the studying is really like a business.
Yeah.
Don't cannot pay the tuition.
Yeah.
The school will really
Yeah.
take the first plane out. And I had a classmate during the I did the university asked for already for my payment of my tuition, and our scholarship, my scholarship is not enough, no. But the bishop said, just go there, and if you need something, just give me a ring. So I called the bishop,
Right.
and the bishop said, okay, look for somebody where you can have a loan for to pay for your tuition, the extra. So I went to Sister Kathleen. Sister, Bishop, if I could borrow money for my tuition, otherwise I would be kicked out of the university. Sister, okay. So she gave me money to pay, and so, but fake good enough. The bishop after one week, the bishop Yrap, give me can you give me the account of the sisters so that we will repay for
Yes.
our debt. And Sister Kathleen said, you know, Yrap, no, you don't have to pay. That's my that's my support for your diocese.
Yeah.
And no, sister, no. If that is the case, sister, just I only yes, kung, I was really grateful to her, and I asked Bishop, the sisters are no longer interested to collect the money, but please write a letter thanking them of their support, and that's what he did.
Oh, very good. Yes.
That's the reason why I went to the place across the Hotel Horizon.
All right.
Because Sister Kathleen visited the Philippines 2 months ago
Yeah.
before he ended her term in Cambodia,
All right.
and he toured in Mindanao, and he asked me to where can we meet Yrap, and so that the closest is in Osamis.
Osamis.
So I went over to Osamis.
Mm.
That's why I realized that.
You stayed in it. Yeah, you stayed in it.
The
Yes.
connections.
That's about three months ago, I think. 3 months ago.
They said you could stay in the with the sisters, but they've no air conditioning. So you said no. I'll stay in the golden horizon. Yeah. So very good. Weenie was there. Was Weenie there with you?
Aswena, Winnie.
A sister?
Yeah. Very nice.
She works in the Subanon area.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was very nice.
During the time, she's alone.
Sorry.
She made Salip.
Oh.
Salip, yeah.
Oh yes, yeah, she probably does.
But
yeah.
now I think that some other sisters are there with them.
Yeah.
She does great work. Yeah.
Sister Cecilia is a very good host, no?
Yeah, and
Wonderful.
easy talk and easy listen. She's
Yeah,
both, right?
yeah,
A lot like yourself. If she
Yeah,
talks
thank
and
you,
listens,
thank you.
yeah, she's a both. Yes, very good. And maybe you too, Yrap. I just haven't met you enough yet.
And actually, that's what she wants. Just go in now. I'll have breakfast with you or whatever.
Now, please, between you, either eat this.
Yourself.
No, I've had my piece. No.
Okay, three
Please.
of us then.
No, I've had 3 slices. I've had 10. I'm gonna use
You
the toilet. You share.
did.
Yeah, that's
You share.
yours. That's yours.
Para makaadto pa tayong Ricardo's biya, makakita pa tayo sa mga kwadid. Ako'y mo treat eh. Ako'y mo treat dito. Sige, bye. Maayo kay ko.
Ano sa may ano sa may mo balhin pa tayo Carlos?
Ikaw, kung kaon lang, full naman ta, okay naman ta. Pero in terms sa unsay makita ba, makuan.
Dito ta sa
Magcha, unsa man?
Ha?
Unsa man? Unsa
Isang
siguro?
oras sa 7 na.
Oh, murag. Oh. 5:30 man to ganiya, siguro 6:50 na ron.
Sayo.
Kanang nindot ba nga ma-experience mo niya kanina, nindot na kay ni nakita niya ganiya hayag pa man to ganiya.
Kay commercial man kay to.
Ang Ricardo's
Commercial.
tinuod o sa may.
Kang kito sa Cagayan. Dito ta sa kumay kay.
Sige.
Kumay kay River Farm.
Sige. Magsig na Guinness dito.
Nay ko dito. Murag na ko.
Pero salamat ta kay makainom na pa ta Guinness together. 30.
Iya
Nya.
ko bay. Dugan na biya ko magkaugon. Pizza.
Pizza.
Lami biya?
Lami oy. Unya the next day, murag Rufus tapos istorya gamay sa IRD. Kani lang mga kan ba? Additional nga kinabuhi. Tapos lunch together with the Columbans. Bishop Cronin bisita seminaryo college ug sa ano li ka just siguro St. Patrick ug Carmelite. Usa ka sa Ridge. Abot si Bishop Ledesma ug si Kuan, si Jo Cabantan. Okay kayo, nindot na siya. I-invite mo na ako itong mga gusto mo join nga Columbans kung kinsa available. Pero si Joe, okay na. Si Ledesma, okay na. Si Raul, okay na. Si Venus, okay na. Ikaw, okay na. Okay na kayo na siya. Nindot kayo ang bisita. Nga, igo may tornado. Sa Iligan.
Ha?
Naay, duha ka patay dito. Mga kahoy nga tumba. Pero kami namin sa SND. Lunchtime na kusog ang hangin. Pero wala kami kabantay ba? Pero pag adto na mo Iligan, way suga sa Balui, way suga. Ngayon nga tumba sa katedral, ay tumba kahoy sa Diocese Pastoral Center, ay tumba kahoy. Among meeting unta ma-postpone kay ayuhonon ang roof. Kusog ayo, first ever.
During those weeks, to be sa malay-balay, what good me kapatid ba? Ano man, malay-balay is sheltered man. Wa may kapatid ako dari makapag mo.
Kala may aging adlaw, gahapon.
Wow.
Lagi
Nagkahapon na kaulin ako. Wala man kay diri sa Philips.
wala na balita gyud.
Wala. Ako kanang wala kay sa Philips ang mabatian ba? You.
Tumayo kumay kay ha. Bahala gud say naa dito kay first time siguro na ko na.
Bay, sa may kanan gusto sig salad or sa may gusto.
Ambot lang.
Kaon.
Basta paglakaw na mo, na-miss na mo breakfast kaya nag-priority mig tulog. Wala mi nag-breakfast. Ang lunch na mo, pan lang. Wala gani nag-lunch. Ako nagkape o kaning nakoy gikaon nga murag sandwich ba to? Dili, itlog nilaga nagpalaga ko. Anyway, pagkahuman nagkaawibing ka kani. Kaon din siya. Sa to pa, okay kayo. Okay kayo dito yun. Pero actually sa inom, dili kay ko ka inom bro. Driver ba ako?
Pero basig
Basta pan lang, ako lang ang another experience lang. Pare kaniyo, the best na kaniyo.
pero
O pwede na kita mo stay na diri.
pwede po. Anong pwede kay nagkatulong mo dito dili siya what overlooking rag nasa ana pero nindot mo ang ambience pala.
Oh, pero paano? Basig lahat ng time. Sarado. Ngayon,
Oh,
nindot kay sky. It's suggesting we rather stay here, open than go to a restaurant that's closed in.
Oh yes.
I was thinking that, you know, that this is good enough.
yeah.
Quieter.
Yeah.
And we have the blue sky and actually the stars is very clear.
Yeah.
Very good. So he's joining us for your despedida dinner.
Yes. Yes.
31.
You don't have to pay. I'm paying. We're not inviting you for that reason.
No, it's
He might
So
be
that's-
traumatized with like this.
no, it's you already like this. It was just paid for.
Des Hartford. Wow. The man, no? I have, in a way, fewer contact with him, no? Because I'm just a seminarian then. But significant also. I carried it with me to China and until now.
But he's had such the big impression with you know, the prayer or the internal
big.
impression.
And like, I don't share too much in many people I meet. Only that.
Yes,
And then
that's a
it
big,
changes them.
Yeah.
A lot of changes. Oh, even people who are dying now, last rites. And then I just after the anointing, okay, let's okay, let's try this. And I talk, and then you see the glow. You know, I said,
Yes.
so there is such a thing, Father, like this. Wow. And then I said, yes, but you can carry it again if you like. Oh no more, Father, I'm sweating, very tired already. They realize they can actually let go all this vengeance thing or whatever they have in their minds.
So for him to give you that is big.
Big, very big. Yeah. So that like I have choice gifts. I'm gonna give like the best gift that I consider this time is my best gift. I give that.
Yes.
So for spiritual or life hacks, what Des gave me, that's what I've been giving to people. Not knowledge, not anything, but just self-centering prayer. Kay kuan man to, ordinahan ko sa deacon. Nya nahitabo sa akong prayer ba nga murang di nako I cannot handle it with my analytical mind.
Yes.
So I still kept with the prayer but I offered out to God, Lord, this is the issue, pang. And then in my imagination if there's a thought comes, I would pull it, put it under my butt so it cannot move. So I have nothing there. I just wait for the hour to finish and then I can observe the wind. When I describe it to him, he said, that's called self-centering prayer. And gave me the book, Benedictine monk, Chan Main. And I was so excited that I do it like twice instead of once a day. Oh, yeah, beautiful experience.
Because
I carried it with me to China. If without it, I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know. Because you are locked in so that when the pandemic came, I couldn't understand people are getting crazy. For me, we've been locked in China for a long time. We have a great practice, you know.
Yeah.
My gosh.
And one of the, I think this is a very spiritual man. Deeply spiritual. And if you, for example, the diocese is, the prelature Marawi is built in 3 pillars, no? Immersion, dialogue of life, and the other one is prayer, spirituality. And for this, he said, everything, the strength of a missionary in Marawi is really prayer. No, that's one has to be rooted in prayer to be able to survive this kind of situation.
Same with Pupong, no?
Oh. And one of the things that I remember this sharing in our in Socrates fraternity
Oh,
is,
kanang init. Tubig nga init para mo lukewarm siya, mainom na namo kay bugnaw. Tubig ha nga init.
is the plan he had in Pagadian, when he retired as a bishop, when he was relieved as a bishop of Marawi, he wanted to bring recollection to the community. Because recollection is you have to live from you have to be out of your
Routine.
place
Yes.
and go to a certain place where you can be in silence. But what Dad was trying to do is that he is just in how the name of the place in Sinakaban. I think Sinakaban. I think he would there's a place Columbus house in Sinakaban, Columbus place
Yeah.
where people can go to work and in the evening go to him for kanang direction. So he said you can or before you go to work you talk to him, then you work, then in the evening you go to him again for the direction. And yet you are working at the same time doing the retreat. So you don't have to be out of your place.
That give me a smile because that's what he did to me or what we did, no? I go out in a day, we talk with him, pray and do the 4 hours prayer, and then afterwards report to him what happened in the prayer, and then he kind of translate it for you or help you understand.
That's what he was planning really in Sinakaban. He wanted to stay in Sinakaban. Had it not for his cancer, he would have stayed there and do just like that. Yeah, making himself available to people for spiritual direction. And if you want to have a few days retreat, you don't have to go out because it's if you have a family, how can you easily get out of your house and have retreat? So you don't have to be out. You just come to him and before you go to work, talk to him. Then in the evening again. After you go to after you finish your work, go again for direction
That's why
again.
you in it, no?
That's what he was.
Hot water.
Oh, yes.
That's what he was trying to.
This is the Chinese in me now.
It's supposed to be very good for you, isn't it?
Huh?
Hot water on its own is supposed to be
Yeah,
very
good
good.
for health.
Yeah.
Yes, recollection.
Very spiritual kay to si Des, very spiritual person.
Even you know what I shared to you? Like he told me, if you want the spirit to hasten, hear you or whatever, come down, fast. So in a way, we've been fasting today.
Yes.
We're only breakfast there. The break is untouched, and then you only had coffee no for lunch.
I only had coffee then, yes.
Yes, and then he ate a bit of bibingka on the way.
So how shall we go to
No,
for dinner?
I'm okay.
Ah, no, okay. I'm okay. I'm perfect.
I'm perfect.
I'm perfect.
I'm perfect.
Yes, perfect. We're fasting. We're experiencing a bit of. Yeah, we're good. We're good.
We're good.
Yeah, I'm good anyway.
That's why the spirit is with us. And then we realized that, oh my God, it's his anniversary. What coincidence is
Wow,
that?
it
What
was
coincidence?
24, 20,
What year was that?
27?
27 years ago, 1997.
1997.
That was really traumatic for Des. No?
We're up at the Carmelite nuns' place yesterday. So, where one of the attempted kidnaps when he was coming out of there in the car was. But we had a good experience up there. I enjoyed that. Yeah.
Have you been to Marawi?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Inside. We had
When?
yesterday.
Yesterday.
Oh my God.
From the other day, Sultan Aga de Mapuro to Iligan dinner with Bishop Rapadas at the cathedral. In the midst of tornado.
Yes.
There's
And
damage.
mass.
Huh?
And mass. Remember the
mass.
music?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And then the next day we went to Marawi, Carmelite Hill, MSU Chapel. They have expanded now. They are happy to go back to the gym. Traumatized by the bombing last year. So then we went to the RMCMDP meeting.
Together with him.
Yes. And then so he met Mokhtar,
Oh
Saidari.
wow. Those persons can really tell about.
Yes.
No, that's very well.
And besides, you know, BUC has the youth desk.
Si Juan.
Jinkai.
Jinkai.
So we went to their espacio, Arts Crafts Collective.
Where?
In the old poblacion Iligan. And they also have like Lakbay Dialogo, travel agency consultancy, and Cafe Higala, online collaboration with So they're enterprising now, and also like I gave him a malong. I bought a banig so that I won't cough because the sweat, because I don't use air conditioning now.
Yes.
So to experiment without air conditioning. So I was so happy this morning. First time I was not on the cushion, no, well, very warm, and then you get wet here. Now it's just a banig, not very natural. Banig is the mat.
Yes.
So yeah.
Oh, you slept on the
That
mat?
mat,
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
right,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
And good.
Good. I'm happy. I felt like a king.
Really?
Yes, natural.
In your room, huh?
Because the cushion, the foam is
Warm.
warm,
Yeah,
and then you
okay,
get sweaty,
yes.
and maybe this is the cause of my cough for months
Yes.
since June. Panuhot. Yeah, so we met Bishop Edwin, Mokhtar, Attorney Saidan.
So you're really
And along the way, we met
meeting
people
the
who
right
who knew
Yes,
this.
without a doubt. Yeah, and
The way
corrects them, Venus.
we met people by accident, like just now, Josie, Sister Josie.
Yes.
We had attended mass in Divine Mercy Shrine, and I noticed there's a sister there, and I recognized the costume. So I said, "Are you TMM?" Yeah. First day, novice. So then we got introduced Josie. Josie, I know Josie. So anyway, we went there, and then when I introduced him to Josie, he said, "Yeah, I know Jess."
wow.
Yeah, when she was a noticed sister
Yes, yes.
Where was that in?
in the Divine.
Ito ba yung Cagayan?
Yeah, Cagayan.
Oh.
And then that's why we knew that this had a lot of scholars, but they never heard it from before.
Touched a lot of people. Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to play when Des spent 5 years in working in Dublin. I think it was 98, 99 to 2001, 91, sorry. And I was a student in UCD, which is the college, one of the colleges in Dublin. And he was in Dublin. So he used to like playing pelota, and I like playing racquetball. So we used to play together. But he was 20 years older than me, right? And he always wanted to beat the young man.
Very competitive.
You know what? Of course, I think that's Irish.
Yes.
Because Rufus, every break of Rufus, he went to Balamo. He usually
Go to the
had
next.
his kanang weekly break at the next parish, where there are Indonesian priests and seminarians, and they would play. How do you know?
Hurling?
They know kanang
Badminton.
badminton, and Rufus is very fierce, fiercely competitive. Then and the Indonesians also are good players.
Oh, yeah.
But they would it was it was not like a friendship game. It was really a competitive game. Again and again the same, because Rufus is older than the Colombians, than the ICM Indonesians. Beating the young.
Des used to use some words that you probably never heard. When he was on I never heard till Des used them.
Yes.
They're great memories.
Yes. That's good.
I think that's one of my beautiful memories in Marawi is when the first year I was in Marawi. It was really it was the place was just wonderful, and the company, because during the time there was no more. Rufus was not yet killed yet. Was not killed yet. And so because of that, there were so many Colombians, many American, Belgian missionaries coming from different congregations. So if we have meeting around 18 to 20 priests, international, Filipino, Indonesian, Irish, American, and kanang Belgian. But the death of Rufus really redefined the landscape of the church in Marawi.
Missionaries were pulled out.
Missionaries, white missionaries, were pulled out, and very few priests already in Marawi, just like now.
Wow, very
Just
beautiful.
like that. And no, you know the mixture
That's
of
okay.
different the mixture of different cultures and experiences is just so
yes.
enriching. It's
Oh,
just
yes,
enriching.
yes, yes. Kuan kay ka, marag Columban yung kay ka. Kay kuan man na, intercultural man ako sa Columban.
And
Wala na yung styles.
the kanang the fun the fun that we had. But see, another Colombian who went out as a Colombian, si Dave Craven.
Dave Cream.
Oh yeah, they
Dave Craven. Every time, because of the presence of kanang whites, mga foreigners, we it's more accessible and safe to have our meeting in Iligan.
Right, okay.
So instead of going to Marawi, because that's where the center of the prelature best is in Marawi. So instead of going to Marawi, all of us, because all roads in Iligan, all roads in Lanao is leads to Iligan. So all of us went to Iligan. And for our meeting, monthly meeting.
Sa DPC, dili.
Dili sa kanang clergy
Clergy.
meeting. So the priest of working
But where? In which place?
in the either in one the Redemptorists, second the Mercy Sisters convent.
FMM.
FMM. So ade kay kanang Mercy gyud kung hospital.
Mercy.
Hospital.
Okay.
Oh. So that's we either in the two kanang places. So and when we during our meeting in the evening happy hour, Dave Craven would bring a very cold beer, ice cold beer.
Yeah.
Yes, Yrap, life in mission is difficult. You want to sip the beer? Yrap, life in mission is difficult. Okay. Then there's another Biljan, because the next parish is it was occupied by missionaries of the ICM and the three of-
CICM?
CICM. No? I know ICM is for the sisters, no? CICM. So there were four of them, three of them. Paul, Camila, three priests and one seminarian, and one of the priests is Biljan. The two were ay kanang Indonesian. So this Biljan, he said, because he knew that I love driving. I love to drive.
Oh yes.
He said,
Said you're very good at it too.
You won a championship?
only once.
The first time.
And he said, Yrap, he would pick me up, pick me and Rufus. They would pass by Malabang, and we joined them in the car. So only one car for us. So imagine mga 7 priests. So we traveled to Iligan very.
How many hours?
Mga 2 hours.
2 hours.
2 hours. So a lot of jokes and talks. And when we returned, the Biljan, he said, Yrap, will you please drive? Can you do the driving? Oh yes, no problem. just before we climb the hills of going towards Marawi.
Yeah.
So inland to Lanao del Sur. So he said, Yrap, can we stop by in one of the kanang store where there are beer? He said, but he would, his word is, Yrap, how about a bottle of beer? A bottle of beer, but it's never one bottle for him. But me, because I'm for driving.
Right, you're driving. Never one bottle
That's
when you're
what
not driving.
Before we go inside.
But that's the life hacks he learned from that. Because one time we went to Ben Bolben, he said, let's drive a motorbike na lang instead of the car, you know. And he asked me to drive. Now I know the score why. So you can drink more.
He was like, oh, yeah. Even drink his beer.
Like yesterday,
Yeah.
no, I only drank a bit of wine, no, okay,
Yeah.
because I was driving.
Yeah, how
Si
about,
Venus, stricta kayo. Oh.
oh,
Dim-dim lang, dim-dim.
how about the bottle of beer?
Pero sakto, it's good that I didn't really drink. Because I know that even with a bit of drink, I felt tipsy.
Yeah.
Because I was tired driving whole day.
Oh, yeah.
And then a bit of drink already affected
And
me.
you can get sleepy, you know, you got your eyes
yes,
and
yes,
get tired. And, yeah. Yeah. And there was a checkpoint.
And the checkpoints, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I only felt like just enough energy. Felt like about to get tired or sleepy
Yeah.
when we arrived.
Ah, yes.
So I just had enough yesterday.
Yes.
Good. Whole day man naman trip from Cagayan de Oro. We picked him up in the Tubod Gaisano, Pangyol Bay Bridge.
Oh,
And then we went to SND, had lunch.
oh.
And we visited San Columbano Chapel.
Chapel in Kwan,
SND,
India.
San Columbano di Sultan Naga di Mapuro. Oh.
Lalo-
And then from there, we went back to Balui.
Mm.
Visited their brownout, blackout. But we had a bishop, you know, of course, very hospitable and very humble, very nice, no? And then we went down to dinner with Bishop Rapadas and Rufil. Rufil is very nice.
Yeah,
Oh,
very
Rufil.
He was
yeah. Very nice.
kidnapped with the. yes.
What is?
Yeah, very nice. Yeah.
And then we had a good rest, you know. But of course, he was very sensitive to the movements. He woke up when I think a tree fell.
No, but it's wow,
Yeah, for the
it's
morning,
good.
the trees-
No,
trees
I'm
have-
happy that you really
Ah,
have.
no, really,
You
really
met
good.
many people whom who knew this.
Yeah, very, very good, yeah. So tomorrow in Camigan, I meet my son and daughter. They come to Camigan tomorrow, Camigan.
Ah,
So we spend a day or two in Camigan. That's where Des started.
Oh, really?
Yeah, started.
He started
So
in
we are reversing it
Wow.
from the last to the
that's where this started.
yes.
in the Philippines.
in the Philippines. Mambahaw.
1969.
What a treat! What a treat! It's a good place.
Yeah, so everybody says that. Yeah.
And I'm excited. Also my first time to go.
Ah, what a place to be! What a place to be! in
Kuya
your
ka?
first-
Let's go.
What a place to be in
If
your
you want to
first.
come with us, let's go.
What a place to be in your first year in mission.
Yeah.
And loads of lanzones, these fruits.
Now, because it's October.
It's
Yes.
festa pa.
Oh, it's
Lanzones festival.
Season for them.
Yes.
You will travel with your family.
My son and my daughter, Cam, and so they're in Cebu and El Nido, is it? El Nido? El Nido?
El Nino.
El Nino. Sorry, I keep getting that wrong.
El Nido.
El Nido, El Nido, yeah.
El Nido in Palawan.
Yeah. So they're doing a bit of that for this last week, and then tomorrow they fly into Camigan.
One of the for me is one of the. It's more closer to our place, and Camigan is very good, nice place.
So we'll go and enjoy for a few days.
Bukidnon Diocese is very huge, no?
Oh, huge. Yeah.
Very big. Even
It
if you
is-
divide it into two
It's,
dioceses.
Yeah.
it
Yes,
is
very good.
around 50 parishes, 50 plus.
Yes. Oh. That's big.
Very big.
But it's in the mountain. It's in the mountain. That's why it's Bukidnon. Bukid is mountain.
Right. Yes.
Bukidnon is people from the mountain.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. And did you hear the volcano in Camigan?
I heard there are volcanoes. aren't
Yes.
there? Yes.
It erupted. The Jesuits left Camigan
Yeah.
to come here.
All right.
you know?
Okay.
And the Colomans took their place in Camigan. That's a bit of history.
Ah, is that so?
yeah, yeah. The Jesuits were there first.
Yeah. I even met one. He became our one of our retreat master when we were still deacon
Yeah.
before our ordination to the diaconate. We had our 30-day retreat, Ignatian retreat, and one of my spiritual director, one of the spiritual director of the seminary, because we were around 30. But he was my spiritual director. A survivor of that, a survivor of that.
The Volcano eruption.
Volcano eruption.
Oh, yes.
And when he returned to the place of the crater itself, he fell into the crater and a rescue helicopter has to be brought in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tapos Father Shea,
Jesuit?
Jesuit, Art Shea.
Archie, the with
Oh,
the
yeah,
beard.
Yeah, Art Shea.
Yeah, Archie, interesting guy.
He would never share about that experience.
But you know.
That's many the Jesuits would always say. Would always remember that he went to the place and he fell into the crater and a military helicopter has to be
And
brought in.
attempted swimming.
Had to be brought in to rescue him.
Get him out. It's getting a little cool here, isn't it?
Yeah, particular experience. I had to take my breathing technique to warm up. Are you okay with the weather, no? This is a Filipino
Oh, yeah, I'm
asking
okay.
the Irish guy.
Yeah, no, I'm very good with the weather. The weather has been good. The weather has been good. Yes, the weather has been good.
Otherwise, if there is no typhoon in the north, chances are now it's raining here.
Okay.
That's why the parents of Paul Glenn, I hosted Martin and Breda to my parish, South Bukidnon. But my parish is very close to the boundary between Davao and
Yeah.
Bukidnon. The place is called Buda, means
Buda.
Bukidnon and Davao. So I brought them there in a place because I presume that Irish loves cold place and mountain, so I brought them there. But the trouble is, it was raining all the time, and they were not happy. It is,
That's what
Different reindeer.
oh, it's just like Ireland. They were not. They didn't enjoy.
Oh, yeah.
No, they never. They were. They disappointed because from morning till evening it's raining.
Rain.
They could not walk around, explore. And Paul Glenn said, Father Yrap, what good malingaw silang mama. So,
Was they there? Paul also? Was
oh,
there?
of course, Paul was, I myself, Paul and Breda and Martin. But, he said, well, Yrap, thank you for the nice accommodation, but the parents were never were never wala gyud sila ma-appreciate ang dapit
Oh.
because we spend whole day in the room.
Yeah, you know where to go. Boring.
They couldn't explore around instead of walking around.
So how long have you been up here? How long have you been in Bookingdon? Is it Bookingdon?
Bukidnon.
Bukidnon.
From when I went back to this place
From
after-
Marawi, what-
from Marawi in 2007.
Yeah.
2007.
2007.
Oh.
Here since then, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But this place is 3 years only.
Alright.
Just 3 years.
But same diocese.
Oh, this is
That's
Same
Bukidnon diocese. Yung Balay diocese.
I stayed in Malabang 2 years and Karumatan in 2 years.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
Isindi.
Yeah.
The Karumatan is the old name of Isindi.
Yeah.
The place
Where we were.
uh,
Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
That's where Paul and Des stayed in a family
Yes.
in Isindi.
Do you know the story of Paul? He stayed in the family and the tornado hit the family room.
I don't think so. I don't know.
So the family kept him out.
Oh,
There was
Yeah.
nowhere to stay.
All right. Okay.
why? Because
Because
They
it was
don't
hit
have-
by the tornado or whatever, no, that the roof was affected, and then the neighbor Muslim saying, "Oh, that's karma."
Oh yeah.
yeah, that's a punishment. That's a punishment for
taking in the
for
priest.
taking in a priest.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Amazing.
One of I think the experience of Des going to the CR
Oh,
in the place
oh,
in his in the
In the
family where
family.
he stayed.
Yeah.
The CR, the traditional CR
Very
in the
small.
Philippines. That's the small.
The hole in the.
It is the hole.
Oh yeah.
There's
You have to
no.
squat.
Oh, you have to squat and there is no bowl.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So you have to shut your
And a little hole in the
the
ground.
hole.
Yeah.
And if there's
Like an
water there
airplane,
and there's
except
water,
down
I remember the sharing that story. It was it was quite an experience. Every
But
time
no,
you
but that's why it's the healthiest. Because once you squat,
Huh.
you're pushing your intestine and really
Yeah.
cleans up.
Not if water's coming the other way.
Oh,
But the water is going through.
yeah, not that one, not that one.
Yeah. Not that one. Oh, really good.
So that's how they experience that. Oh, that's good. Keep
So
warm,
you-
just keep warm.
I good that your when you came up here, it's the weather is very nice. This morning, the wind and the rain was strong.
Yeah.
3 o'clock.
Here.
Oh yeah, in
No, it was okay. No,
Three
no.
o'clock.
Yeah, it's been okay all day, hasn't it? Yeah.
the weather.
Bernie is praying, I think now, that the weather will hold on.
Yeah, probably.
No, I think so because the tendency here there's a typhoon
Yeah.
or weather disturbance in
the
Luzon.
Yeah.
The weather is
Wet.
Very nice.
no, it's dry.
Oh, it's dry.
It's
Okay.
dry.
Okay. 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 So.
It is like the rain is being sunk
Oh,
in the north.
oh,
No.
I see,
So-
I see.
Hopefully for a few more days, anyway.
2 more days.
Yes.
Yeah. That'll be good. How's your children doing in their
Yeah,
tourist?
they've sent on
tourist-
some pictures. Yes, they're doing good.
Hmm.
They're enjoying it. I think the weather has quietened down. So
Okay.
the first day it was rough, but it's quietened down now. So I think they're good. Yes.
The moment for me in SND, it was given to him the Celtic cross of death on the wall.
Mm.
There's a big cross in the middle and Paul Glenn's Celtic cross in the left. So Minda said, "Oh, you can get it." So he took it and then kissed. The moment he kissed, wow, it's something, you know. Because I have some memory also when I saw another priest die, no, and then his niece with his namesake, you know, that's the pole where the priest was tied and tortured for 3 days.
Wow.
Vernon Douglas
Wow.
during the Japanese time because he was suspected as a spy.
Really?
He wandered off from his parish. He was abducted and taken to the other parish. And the people don't know that him in the other parish. You understand he's a foreigner, right? Maybe he's a priest like that.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh.
So when I prayed also, that I also touched the pole.
Hmm. Wow. That must be a very moving experience.
Physical touch. Celtic cross. So if I write an article, it would be like that title. When the nephew kissed the uncle's cross.
The kissing of the cross.
Kissing of the cross.
Yeah.
I'm trying to locate my my copy of the poem that Des wrote, The Bride Daffodil.
Oh, yeah.
Because just the other evening I said mass to a family whose son just not even it's still now being still not buried yet.
Mm.
He died of cancer at the age of 18. And so I want to give that
Have it in.
article to the mother.
To the mother. If you come to the house, I mean to the Benbol Ben tomorrow, or 30th, I'll give him that copy, no? I'll
Yeah.
just find another copy later.
You know what? When I send the books,
You'll send it to me.
I'll send
I
you.
will-
Because before
I will,
burying,
yeah. I will. Can I take picture? Because the burial would be on Tuesday, so I would like to.
to read it.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, Venus told us a story. On the last few seconds of this life, she was reading it.
Yeah?
And on the last line, Venus, Des gave up his spirit.
Yeah, really?
Yes. very.
Oh my God.
Rex has one in the car. If you were to give him, I will send you out more.
Yes,
I
but
will
it's
send
in the
more.
house, in my room.
Oh, it's in your room.
Oh,
Sorry,
so-
apologies. Sorry. Yeah.
No, I will give it to him, yeah, and then he can send me another
I'll send more.
copy.
Yeah.
But this one, he needs it before burial,
Oh, yeah.
very soon.
I can email this to you. I have your email, haven't I?
Yes, you can email to me. I
And you can
email
send
to
it
him.
on,
Yeah.
yeah?
Good, good.
Yeah, I'll email now.
Do you have a WhatsApp? Ano? You can also send to my WhatsApp. I can
Yeah, yeah.
download and transfer it to his messenger. Because in Philippines we
Okay.
use messenger.
Okay.
Ah, that's okay na?
Eh?
Sige daw.
It's readable.
Basahan daw.
Yeah.
We'll get it to you now better.
Amid
WhatsApp or
brooding
mail.
winter darkness. Wow.
Yes, I can send it to you now.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay.
Sige daw, basahan daw. Kaya ito i-record. On his anniversary of kidnapping.
Briar Daffodil by
Okay.
winter darkness. Therapy. Bring fears of pain, loneliness, and death. Future plans discarded. Life is offered on God's terms, not mine. Depend on His love. Suffering acknowledge. Ground Christ is in the pain. Hope in His desire to heal. Suffering transformed. The risen Savior lives within, like briar daffodil, bursting forth. Believe and be at peace.
It's my first time to really hear it and understand a bit. I heard like he gave it to Vito, Venus talk about it, but I didn't really like read it, or maybe I read, but it's only now that I can appreciate what's in it because I was listening.
It's beautiful.
And I was surprised it's a short poem. Very iconic.
Wasted words.
No, it's
New way.
He was just what he's going through,
Yeah,
putting it on paper.
it's like
Thank you,
it's really
Jess.
like that.
On your anniversary, thank you. But then the wind went slow. He said, when I approached the internet died, I had to come back. And then the wind was.
I think it was in the Mission magazine, I think, or it is told by this in person when he said, I'm not sure of it is in Yesu Caritas sharing where this said, I am not afraid of death. What I am afraid of is the pain that accompanies death.
The pain of the.
The pain that
Oh,
accompanies
the
death.
companies. Yes.
I am not afraid
Yeah,
of.
yeah.
But during the time, I think this was not yet sick. So I am not afraid of death. What I am afraid of is the pain that accompanies death.
It's really the pain of your afraid. Like having a toothache and then you look through the window. So painful. You look
Yeah.
Briar Daffodil. So with this permission, I would like to share this to the mother
Ah,
of
yes.
the boy.
on this day you got that.
Yeah.
Good. Fortunate for the mother.
But I remember that the poem, but I could not recall where I placed my copy. So
Imagine, no? Even the poem of this will be soothing
Yeah.
balm for this mother.
Yeah.
And the story, his story also will be a soothing
Yeah.
balm for him. And thanks to the one who brought it here. All the way from Yrap.
Everybody, teamwork is
Yeah,
everybody.
teamwork.
Everybody does a little. Everybody does a little in teamwork.
That's right. And God is the captain, of course. He's the one organizing this.
and he was the one who took the picture
Yes.
because when Des was sick, he said one of the things that I learned is photography.
And who gave him the camera? We went there.
He bought a camera because that's where one of the to while away time. And he said when he was sick and he was undergoing medication, that's where he learned to be a photographer. And this is his own picture. He took this one.
That is his picture.
Yeah,
Yes.
he took this picture. Yeah. And it was, I think, in the end of the Dalgans.
I think it's in Dalgan,
In the
yeah.
Dalgans, he was walking, strolling, and he found this briar daffodil.
Oh, and he put the, that's good. And he put the
title on it.
poem.
Yeah.
The title.
Oh, this is his own photo and lyric, the wordings. Fine.
Thank you, Des. It's a reflective picture.
Future plan discarded. That was including the
Suffering acknowledged.
the one I said the one I said when he was planning to stay in Sinakaban and offered himself as retreat guides to local people.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you usually going out of your place and go somewhere else for retreat is for ordinary people is luxury.
Retreat is a luxury, really.
Luxury.
A time
Yeah.
out.
No time out. So for him to be just available to the locals, to the ordinary people is for him already a service, great service to spirituality, to deepen the spirituality of the people. I think that was because many times I before I work in Marawi, I met this several times, and it is always in the context of the Jesu Caritas fraternity.
Right, okay.
And I am happy because the clergy of Marawi continue that. Their
You had a retreat last week.
no, but that was the Jesu Caritas Assembly.
Ah, that was us.
That the Jesu Caritas National Assembly is actually a retreat.
They had that just last week, I think. Last week?
Yeah.
A few days ago.
And all the priests of the prelature were brought by the bishop to that assembly.
Oh.
But for them, that is their way of participating into the Eucharistic assembly. At the same time, shooting two birds. At the same time, they retreat. So, and that's always one of the idea of this for all the priests to be included in the Jesu Caritas.
All right.
Oh, I don't know.
Caritas.
Oh. And in fact, as I have mentioned, a couple of times I met this before I work in Marawi is in the context of Jesu Caritas fraternity. And because in that every day we have sharing of life. So many stories of this I can no longer recall if it is in the Mission Magazine or it is in the Jesu Caritas sharing.
And I heard that it's happening because I was roommate to Monsignor Ramon during the Davao meeting, the Bishop's Ulama Conference, the revitalization.
Yeah, all right.
So he was talking about one of the deacon only, no? Doesn't appreciate this gathering. Would like to join. I'm busy I have to stay here. But of course, for those seniors, this is high value for them to be together, bonding and then recollection. So he was almost complaining, this guy doesn't understand the value of this.
So but all of them went to that assembly, no?
Yes, a lot of them. Yeah.
Oh, that's
I saw the picture also.
because that's
Tagum, no? In Tagum.
Tagum. Because there's somebody there, Tony Lianis, is very the Jesusan priest is very much active in the fraternity.
All right, okay.
Jesu Caritas.
Jesu Caritas. So I myself I read it in the FB post and I was delighted. Oh my God! Had I known it long
Would have
before,
joined.
I would have joined it because I have not been to Jesu Caritas assembly. But almost every, even the pattern of sharing in the prelature priests,
Yeah.
we always have review of life. adoration. That's how Jesus Caritas.
Who organized that? Who formed the program?
It's like a template
From?
of all the. It is like the fraternity, part of the
But
fraternity.
who started that?
Yeah, it's re, the, the fraternity is inspired by Charles Foco.
Ah,
Charles Foco.
that's what I mean. What strengthens the people who work in Marawi is Charles Foto.
Oh.
That's spirituality. The man who stayed in the desert, yeah, that's his spirituality. And he was killed there,
Yeah.
but then really
Even
live
little
with
sisters.
among the people.
Little sisters. The friend of Venus and Rufus.
Yeah.
He his sister Cecile. She after graduation in MSU, a friend of Rufus, like Venus. After graduating in MSU, she entered a convent and the Little Sisters of Jesus, inspired by Charles Foucault.
Yeah.
Rufus
No wonder
really
he want
believed.
to live with the family or in the village. Even Rufus, that's his dream to leave the parish as parish priest and stay in the village, live among the
But
Muslims.
that's one thing. Of course I Bishop. I was ordained by Cardinal Rosales. He was still our bishop in Bukidnon, and he was very much active in the fraternity. But it was in Marawi where I had the opportunity really to be immersed in the fraternity. In fact, I underwent a month of Nazareth in Baguio when I was in Marawi together with Nilo, the late Nilo Tabanya. As I mentioned, I am acquainted with the Jesu Caritas fraternity in Bukidnon because of Bishop Rosales. But it was in Marawi where I really was so immersed and active in the fraternity. And even in our sharing, during our retreat, when we had our clergy retreat of Marawi, almost we followed the schedule of the Jesu Caritas fraternity. The review of life, adoration for 1 hour, adoration every day. No. So and usually we had it before lunch. So
And the membership.
it's voluntary.
And how many join that in different dioceses or mostly?
It's
in Marawi?
it is really voluntary if you're attracted to the spirituality of Saint Charles de Foucault. You just have to be. You just have to the minimum is monthly gathering because during the monthly gathering it is very close to BEC. So you read the gospel, sharing of life, adoration, and the second part of the moral kind of rule of life is monthly desert day. So monthly desert day. So it depends on you. You just have to bring your own baon and go to a deserted place or a mountain or a forest and spend a day for prayer.
Once a month.
Once a month and a little provision for your lunch, Then I think the muraog ka ng profess nimo ba mura profession if you stay if you spend month of Nazareth. And month of Nazareth is organized by the Philippine fraternity because there's somebody who would be accompanying the participants of the month of Nazareth. And month of Nazareth is like Nazareth for Jesus is when he lives an ordinary life. So you wash your dishes.
As a builder, no?
Ah.
Carpenter builder.
So we wash our own clothes and we also cook food. And we have manualia every day. Yeah.
Manali.
For a month, I spent my desert in Baguio because that's where there were people from all over the place. No, there were Pampagadian, Gotagon, and all but from
Pwede siguro kakalida na, no? Kanang desert, Nazareth kwan ba? Desert
no,
here, no? Busy kayo?
uh, for me, I don't feel
Not
no, I don't feel equipped. Oh my God.
Oh.
Because those who, but it's easy for us though.
How to be equipped? He's a builder, by the way. He knows some tips. He's a builder. How to get it? Buy the tools. It's
The
expensive. No, expensive.
Get the
But you have
tools.
to invest.
Yes, you have to invest. Yes, get the tools.
Tools. What tools are we talking about? Yeah. Like when I had a 10 days 100th anniversary of the sisters.
wow.
From Cagayan de Oro to Samis. 80, 90 meters per, and then the motorbike and this long
Yeah.
kind of rod for the winding.
Mm.
So okay, I saw vulcanized, they can only put a little bit of air, find another one air, then they pointed me to the real one.
Mm.
Close. There's a number I called, and then I kind of introduced myself, and this happens only once 100 years.
Yes.
Yes, okay, we can open, but the person who knows how to do it is out. Usually he goes to El Salvador.
Mm.
Just call him just in case he's still around.
Yeah.
And fortunately, he was still washing his clothes.
Yeah.
So he got the guy, and we got to talk, and it turned out to be an uncle of my classmate in high school.
All right.
Story goes, I was able to catch the mass. I arrived 30 minutes before the mass.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah. So anyway, that's this experience. I told that story because the owner of the vulcanizing, he's the real guy.
Yeah.
The two vulcanizing shop I went, we cannot handle this.
Yeah.
And that guy, he just told me, this is my hobby. I really get the tools.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
praise him for
yeah,
the tools.
Mm.
Get the tools. I will get the tools also. Whatever tools I need.
But, so how's by the way, how's the bishops, the revitalization of the bishops ulama?
Very good.
Mm, wow, wow. Mm.
As you know, this is Pioneer.
Oh yeah, remember bishops
Yeah,
ulama?
maybe you can tell first. Did you witness that in the beginning, 1996?
No, I have not, but I
You
heard
heard?
that from if
Mokhtar.
Mokhtar said it. That's because Mokhtar is the
Yeah, historian.
first hand. He experienced first hand the beginning of the bishops ulama. In fact, he served as the secretary,
Right. Yes. Yeah.
and that's with him.
Yeah.
Mm.
He said that
And because
just,
of that meeting, and he's always with the bishop, that he is called Monsignor.
But he's a Muslim.
Yes. Yeah.
Monsignor Mokhtar.
Oh, Monsignor Mokhtar. And that's is very
And Mokhtar has been missing our meetings twice already. His brother died. He's grieving.
Oh, really? Huh?
He's grieving, and I miss him already, etc. etc. So he doesn't attend, But when Shane is
Attended
here,
yesterday.
he came.
Oh.
But then there was a tendency to cancel because of the tornado.
Mm.
The host wanted to
Cancel.
because
He
the
said
roof
that, yeah.
is not ready. It's something anyway, and nobody was answering because I believe some don't have light, no electricity.
Mm.
Hmm.
So I don't want to decide for the group, but I showed that let's just presume that we will continue the meeting. And then I pointed to Mokhtar. Mokhtar, Shane wishes to meet you. Because Mokhtar saying, clarify that first. Is the meeting going on? Is the no. So finally, we were there. We all of them. Yeah.
Yes, it was good. It was good.
Yeah,
it was
very,
really
very, very good. I really admire that person. Mokhtar, very soft-spoken and very humble. He said, if if people would thought of Muslim as a violent people, he said, believe it or not, I have not touched a gun.
He said.
I have never had that experience of holding a gun.
Now that you mentioned that, I recalled Saint Francis.
Hmm.
So he was the inspiration
Hmm.
when they asked me to facilitate the second day of the meeting,
Hmm.
and that's overwhelming for me. Imagine you're talking in front of you bishops,
Yeah.
ulama, and
Hmm.
and I'm not used to facilitating. I'm usually one of the participants.
Hmm.
So they asked me that, oh, and then I cannot say no because I'm part of the, like the secretariat or the focal persons. Okay, they assign me, they trust me. Okay, so I just have to take it, loads of prayer and petitions. And then in one of our meetings, they said, yeah, you also have to write the draft of the vision. I'm like, what? He's facilitating that enough, so I did research, etc. But the Saint Francis inspiration was there.
Hmm.
So one of the story that culminated on the, is that Saint Francis maybe wanted martyrdom, crossed towards Turkey, even though there was a fifth crusade, Christian Muslims killing each other, crossed and met
Sultan Al-Kamal.
Sultan Al-Kamal. Al-Kamal?
Al-Kamel.
Al-Kamal. Make friends with him and chat, etc. And we talked about Jesus, etc. So that going back, he was a bit sick. He returned changed. Evidence, he changed their constitution.
Hmm.
He wrote the Canticle of Creation. He was inspired by the prayer of the Muslim, etc. So he was changed. The Sultan was changed also. The Crusaders made a mistake. They went to the basin of the Nile River. So he ordered to remove the cover of the dam.
Yeah.
The water trapped them with mud, etc. And now the generals are saying, let's finish them off. Wait, no. Bring them food. And one of the survivors said, that kindness, that, whatever, if it's not come from God, I don't know what. It must have come from God. And so the Crusaders retreated, conceded I think they're fighting against for Marietta, a place.
Dalmieta.
Dalmieta. Dalmieta. They retreated and gave it to the Muslims. So that was the beginning, not the end, no, of the stop of the conflict. So because of the two
Two coming together.
coming together as human beings,
Yes.
Hmm.
maybe become like friends.
And for ordinary priest to come to the Sultan, it take courage. You have to be courageous enough.
Yes.
It's a
Yeah.
to cross the
I
firing
go
lines.
to the territory.
Territory of the enemy. You can be kidnapped or arrested or killed.
So
Yeah,
imagine the day before I was very sick. I will facilitate the next day. No? I was like survival mode. My BP was shooting up. I went out of the hole and breathing from the air. Very dangerous. And because I drank a lot of coffee, acid, and then because I took 2 yogurt during breakfast, called something, and then I vomited actually. I slept with headache. The next day I woke up with headache and vomit again. But anyway, on the day I was fortunately okay. And the session is about confirm their moral and leadership, moral and spiritual leadership role. To confirm and to draft, to write the VMGO. So what I did is
How did you do it?
yeah, this is very challenging.
How
no?
did you do it?
I make it light and like a game.
Hmm.
Yes, I what did I say? I made 2 groups because I presented them the PowerPoint when the story of the Sultan and the Saints. So now I asked the Sultan team. You make the Sultan team and the Saints team. Sultan team, stand up. If you want to confirm your role, moral and leadership role, the Muslims stood up. Let's give them an applause. Keep standing, and the Saints team also, the bishop stood up. If you want to continue your moral and spiritual role, clap together. Thank you. Just like that, the first part to confirm the religious role, because it's the Bangsamoro now. Good governance is not enough. They want a moral governance. That's the need now. And before also, why the bishops ulama was established, because the peace process was failing all the time. The two parties don't trust each other until they realized, oh, we need the religious leaders. So they got organized this, and the bishops, they organized it, and then it succeeded. The peace process succeeded. Now the peace process is a Bangsamoro autonomous region in Mindanao. It's a governance, and now they want self-determination. So we also need to support the determination. So anyway, confirmation is over. Now the drafting, how to make the drafting. Fortunately, I bought a cup and coffee the day before, because I was curious. There was a cafe called Coffee for Peace Cafe. So
Where was that?
Bishop Ledesma and we were tired when we arrived, but we were so curious. Bishop Ledesma, we still wanted to go to the coffee shop. We wanted to
In
interview
Davao?
in Davao, near to our meeting place. So we went there, interviewed the manager. The owner was not there, and then I saw the cup. Oh, Coffee for Peace, and then if you turn it, Stop Wars. So I told the bishops and the ulama, because I had 3 hours in the session. So the first hour is writing, second hour is presenting, third hour is refining the final draft. So I told them, by lunch or before lunch, if you finish your vision mission goal, this cup, I showed them the cup, Coffee for Peace, and Stop Wars. This is your World Cup. This will be awarded to you. If you don't finish it, I'll bring it home for me. So I got that, and I had this coffee also. I bought the coffee. What's written there is kapayapaan.
Kapayapaan.
Yeah, it's play with words. It means peace.
Kapayapaan is peace in Tagalog.
Kapayapaan, but kape is coffee. Kapayapaan. So then immediately you know it's coffee, but it's also peace. So I organized it with the kitchen that by this time, the third hour, can we drink this coffee instead? Yes, because we have coffee conversation at the third hour. So the first hour, I asked them to write. I asked them to count 1, 2, 6. So 1, 2, 6, and then all Muslims 1, 2, 6, and then the Christians also 1, 2, 6. So they are mixed into 6 small groups. The first group is the vision, mission. Second group, goals, objectives, values, and context. So the instruction was they will focus on writing it, and they're out this hour, and then they will present it. One of them will be the wall like that. Visitors will come, edit, add this, change that, etc., and rewrite it. And then finally go to the stage, vision, mission, goals, values, context, and one by one they will report the finished, their semi-finished product. It was good presentation. They were owning it. And then the last hour, I told them we'll have coffee conversations, while the dream team, the final drafters, they are the conveners of the Muslim and the Christian. So you have Bishop Edwin for us Catholics. You have the bishop or the leader of the evangelicals and the leader of the Episcopalians for the Christian side. So they were the final drafters. So they gathered everything and they refined into one whole. And they didn't finish it by lunch. So shall I give them the cup or not? But after lunch, they reported what the output, and then I realized that maybe just give them the cup, and then announce congratulations everyone, you have successfully created your vision mission goal, and they owned it because they were in the process. And also the seating position, the night before we arranged that they will be mixed, Christian, Muslim, Christian, Muslim. So they have to, because what's the use of peace in Mindanao but they don't know each other. So we got them mixed, and then in the small groups even more mixed.
Mm.
And then I was observing there. Oh, one Muslim is very dominant in the group sharing, and then Joe Kabanta, the archbishop, very humble, quiet. It's like that. And I noticed him even visiting the different tables and observing and checking what's been written there. Ramon Torres become the wall of one group. They have 33 values. 33? I think 33. And they only wrote maybe 9. Because too many values. So they wrote 9. And very good. Humanity, dignity, etc. No? So, yeah. So, they got the World Cup. Clap. So, affirmation of getting it. And for me, I felt relieved after that.
But
Good job.
by the way, it's the name is no longer Bishops Ulama.
No longer.
So it's open for all religions. No.
No, the good news is now the indigenous people is now incorporated. And even before they were incorporated, I had lunch with them. No, you have to protect the word Mindanao because the possible name would be Mindanao Religious Leaders Conference. The original is Bishops Ulama. You say you are not bishops. You don't have a Bible. You don't have a Quran. And then you don't have a religion.
Mm.
But there's no Mindanao without you, without indigenous people. Okay, Muslims and Christians, they have the Bible, but you have the library. The forest is the library. It's your market, it's your pharmacy, everything there. So, but they're still very quiet. Even one of the indigenous text to me, make a suggestion. No, you have to stand up for it. But eventually, it was decided they become incorporated and sat among with the bishops and ulama, signed the joint release statement.
Yeah.
Yes, very good. Yes, that's very good. And then I think it was a happy occasion, historical they say as well, and a big step of
Yeah,
But again, they recognized they were standing on the giants or those who worked before them. The shoulder of those.
And the meeting, how is it?
Mag-toilet.
Because I'm acquainted to the former group because my bishop before it is exclusive for bishops.
All right. Okay.
Bishops, ulama.
Yeah.
Ulama is the religious leaders of the Muslims.
Right.
Bishops Ulama Forum, so it's limited to the bishop. But my bishop usually don't attend such meeting.
Right.
And because of my background and my studies, he would send me to that meeting.
Oh, okay.
So very few of us priests who are regular attendees of
Yeah.
that meeting. So,
But you got to.
so but if, unfortunately during the last administration, he seems to be reluctant or suspicious about Bishops Ulama Forum. So the president never really gave support or lend support to the group, and that is why it was like dissolved.
Right.
And that is also a realization, sad realization that the group became active because of the support, financial support of the government.
Right. Okay.
And I do not know now what the score because how the government is, how much or how far the government is involved. Rex, by the way, that's my question.
Okay.
Number one is the meeting. Anybody like me, ordinary priest, can join the meeting, or it has to be everybody. Then second, how involved is the government in terms of funding? Because before that was both ways, no, blessing and a curse. Because
Blessing and a curse.
be blessing because you don't have to worry about logistics. But the time that the president withdrew his support,
It died down.
it died down because of,
Blessing and a curse.
yeah, it is like the well is dried up. The well.
So, the priest, I think we need to work among ourselves. We are the interreligious that directors or directors, no? At our level. Yes, at our level, we need to organize. because this one is a higher level, the bishops and the ulama. But there was one bishop, emergency, he had to leave for Manila. So he brought, or he was asked to bring his IRD director to take his place during the proceedings. Because also Mona, si Bishop Joe said, oh, I will send Mona. But when I consulted the government, they said, maybe not now, maybe later. You can send the priest or the coordinator, because now they are reorganizing. Decisions have to be made. The change of name have to be decided. So Bishop Joe, even though he had another meeting, he was late for one day. He came.
He really went.
Yes. So that's the understanding at the moment. Maybe it's really the bishops with their wisdom, etc., authority, and they are the members, the principal members. But maybe later they can send delegates,
Yeah.
etc. But yet at the same time, like the Secretary Galvez, full support financially for the BUC at the moment. But the BUC, in its analysis, it died down because when the government of Pinoy, withdrew its support. And
Wait, is it Pinoy or Duterte?
Pinoy.
Huh?
Pinoy, yeah. Because Kapalya and Gloria is very close friend. Yeah, very close friends, so connected.
But
But
during-
Pinoy work with
Yeah. But during the time there were still meeting during the time of
But,
Pinoy, but it was
from your own pocket na. From your own
Really?
pocket. Yes.
but perhaps yeah.
And then I saw also Duterte's time, he assigned someone. So there's another BUC meeting.
Yeah.
But that guy was removed from office because of corruption. So again, it died down.
No, because that's one thing I remember about Duterte is that even BOC is he is haunted with corruption. I think that's the word that he said. But I told myself, oh, you are now the president. If there is corruption, why can you not, instead of discarding the whole group and the process and experience, why not then send investigator or
But the main reason, the conveners, the original, like Des Gano, Kapalya died, Mutilan died, Gomez died. Gomez from the Protestant, Mutilan from the Muslims, Kapalya from the Catholics. Gone.
But I think it's truly I think one of the biggest setback is the budget.
Yes,
When
the
it-
but there was also an abuse from the side of the participant. Let's say the meeting is Davao. You're here, close to Davao. Instead of flying here, you fly to Manila and go to Davao and ask for the refund. Not only by yourself, but your family.
Entourage.
So there was a bit of an abuse there. So
Yeah.
yeah. Now what happened with the funding? Yes, OPAPRO funding, but then the reaction from we cannot be too dependent. So that's why we asked for other funding from World Vision, from what's the other group? World Vision and the UNUCDP,
UNDP.
UNDP, yeah, from different groups. Yes, and then connect even more to different groups and so on. And the good news also, next conference, the women and the youth will be represented. So it's becoming more synodal. Even the approach I did, it was synodal also. Like in the process, creating the vision, mission, goal. Because the previous meeting, somebody was managing the tendency is make the draft and then just let the bit tweak by the participant, and then it's carried on as the vision. But my understanding is maybe I'll really make it from the bottom up. But I created what to call this, a sample vision mission goal, just in case they get stuck. So actually what I wrote there, which I picked up, collated from my research, what coming from them also, it's not really from me like that. Is used. Some were used also, and good. And also I gave them You see, before the day of the meeting, I approached those who are your conveners. Like for Catholics, Bishop Edwin, because he's the chairman of the CBCP Episcopal
Episcopal
Commission on RD. So I gave them homework. I gave them documents from the previous Bishop Ulama, joint statements. Joint statements, different joint statements, and a few other readings anyway that you can read or not, I told them. But this one, the sample, the sample mission goal, you have to read this, and the program, how we will do it, you have to read it, maybe 3 pages. So on the actual day of the small groups, the dream team, the final drafters, 6 of them, I asked one of them to choose which group you join. So they joined. At the same time, they will carry with them the sample and the process, and so they will incorporate so yeah. So the research that I did, I found out that's why it's difficult for me, because all along I was in China when this was happening. I didn't know what's happening with the peace process. I didn't know what's happening and the BUC, the Bishops Ulama. If you research, nothing much on the internet. There was no internet then. 1996, just the internet, and the bishops don't care about the internet. Maybe don't know about the internet.
Oh, too old for the internet.
So yeah, but in the process, I found the secretariat, the old secretariat. I got
Sulihon? Lo Sulihon?
Yeah, Los Olihon. I got some of the statements. I got some documents, even their sect registration, their securities exchange documents.
If there is if there is somebody whom I consider really the guardian of documents, so Sulihon.
No.
Because she was entrusted with Bishop Kapalyat.
Yes.
Everything.
She was the secretary of Bishop Kapalya, the prime mover, or maybe 32 years or something. And with the BUC, maybe 20 plus years.
Spent much of his kanang
And
really time.
now she's the general secretary or the general superior of one lay group. Amazing lady. And in my research also, I found out that there was a youth arm of this Bishops Ulama Conference. And now they are called
my Mindanao Tripartite
Youth Corps. And their place is where we had a meeting yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Yes, Jinkai, the one who was sick.
Yes.
She is the one, and she was telling me the process, how they did it. They are very experienced. They have matured and very enterprising now.
There is one
Still alive.
lady, there is one who I'm not sure if she entered the convent. Kanang partner ni Lu, si itumon siya, but much younger than Lu. Si Kuan. Who's that lady? And still one of the mainstay of the Bishops Ulama when there was the office of Bishops Ulama before is in Iligan.
Yes.
And
Iligan, because Kapalya was the bishop of Iligan.
Besides the
Robinson.
kanang university kanang usa nang the first university before you enter the city. IIT sa MSU Iligan. What's the building? There's a building there. That's where the Bishops Ulama Forum office. And when he was transferred to Davao, it was brought to Davao. But when that's how Kapalya is almost the life of Kapalya when he get involved into the Bishops Ulama is almost intertwined with the Bishops Ulama with the BUC.
And this group actually was internationally well known.
Yes.
They were being invited to Pakistan, to Turkey, to represent the Turk, because it's first time in the world that bishops and the ulama, the Muslims and Christian leaders, top leaders, are sitting together and talk peace, dialogue. And then even in New York, Bishop Kapalya was chosen in one organization to become a co-chairman or something like that. Even in Australia, because of their experience there, and they inspired the Indonesia also to create their own conference.
That's something unique, very unique in the Philippines. So it's good that it's picking up. The new group is
it's
picking up.
And I was proud for Bishop Edwin. He was chosen as the interim chairman.
All right.
Ah.
Okay.
Salamat.
Yeah.
And then he did well during because there were still bits and pieces to be decided on. Like would the indigenous people be incorporated, and how many numbers of board members, etc. And a lot to decide in the given time. But the parliamentary procedure, it was very good.
Yeah.
In a quick manner and very gentle. He's a gentleman. No?
Yes. Very gentle.
When he asked for do we need to like that? Okay, good. Finished. And then the statement, and then the media people are asking. They're televised. Asking him questions, and he's very much able to answer, with a smile and So I was proud listening to him. Very good. So the challenge then is, for the next meeting, it will be bigger group. Because at the moment, you see, there's a new group, Darolifta, of the Bangsamoro. They are the main counterpart. It's a particular group. So initially, there were other groups left out. So we challenged them to invite other ulama or community. They have invited other ulama community, but still predominantly Magindanaoan from a particular group. There were three big groups: Tausug, Maguindanao, Maranao.
Because the Bishop's Ulama is more on Maranao.
When Mutilan was the head, but when let's say during the time of Iswari, Holo,
No, but it's
Tausug,
still no.
huh?
But the ever since the participation is focused on the Marawi, the
Yes,
Maranao.
but now has shifted
Ah.
to the Maguindanao, Bangsamoro. Shifted.
How
Kaya
about
feeling the pan outside the Colombo.
How because the official delegation is is that yours?
Yeah.
Because the nila Muslim, ilang gidala sa Muslim is Ulama League of the Philippines. Nakakaroon wala.
Ulama League of the Philippines, si Bara man.
Lagi
si
pero
Director Bara.
they're not included, they're not part.
Actually no, they were so gi-challenge naman to sila. So in the next meeting, October meeting, so si Bara is assigned to invite the Ulama League of the Philippines.
Okay, mo na.
Yeah, sila.
Ang organization nga counterpart sa BCP, ang marag sa obispo, kaya ang obispo organized man. Ang Ulama League of the Philippines, wala nang
Pero
Darul Ifta. Wala nang Darul Ifta.
Darul Ifta kay sa Bangsamoro na.
So bago na sila.
Bago
Official, actually mas official na kay gobyerno mina.
Yes.
Government funded ba na?
Yes.
Ah.
Yes.
Darul Ifta.
So murag koan, mas murag ang gapaminaw ng ubang ulama ani sa Darul Ifta kay lagi kay mas murag kuan sila mas taas ba?
Nya, ang usa sa gabag o sa discussion ako nakita is katong incorporation of law sa bagsa mo.
Yes. Mo nag-decide sila nga re-inclusion. Kay gi-exclude naman ang hulo. Sulo.
Pero magbutan maagi man na og kuan political exercise. Plebiscito.
Pag plebiscite kay na-exclude lagi sila.
O lagi pero so ilang gusto ibalik.
Oh.
Okay, moro man na sa una nga Sambuanga si ang Cotabato City lagi appeal. Dugay biya kini-appeal ang Cotabato City.
Dugay.
Naa dito ang opisina sa ARM pero ang Cotabato City dili part siya sa kuan ARM. Dili part sa ARM.
Dili part sa arm.
Oh, di ba
Hantod
mo-
karon?
Sa una.
Sa
Bago lang siguro. Kaya di man sila gusto.
Dili sa gusto. Murag hantod karon wala man siguro.
Mura ba?
Di ko sure actually. Ako kabalo kay sa kuan kay ang Sulo Maguindanao okay, apil mo yun na. Ang Del Sur.
Okay sa ARM naman. ARM naman raw kanang sa BARM naman.
Bar naman taron.
Apil na siguro ang BARM ang Cotabato City.
Tabadero apil na
Mura
siguro.
ko. Pero karena ako surprisingly nga ang hulo wa de nag-exclude sila.
September 9.
Ngano tungod kay ang hulo is ang ilabiyang leader nga recognized as Numerous Mari.
Normis
Tausog yo dili nang magpa-under sila og kanang
Lagi.
Maguindanao dili